I'm a mental health professional from Australia, and I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips to make a relationship last longer. I'm going to be using longitudinal research for this because I think it's the best type of research to understand how to do this. So longitudinal research in psychology is a type of study where we look at people across a long period of time. So we study the same group of people across many years, decades even. So this allows us to understand patterns across a great length of time, which I think is the most relevant to understanding how to make a relationship last longer. In a research paper from 1999 called Predicting Divorce Among Newlyweds from the First 3 Minutes of a Marital Conflict Discussion, Dr. John Gottman and colleagues found that the startup of a conflict discussion is critical in predicting divorce or marital stability. They further found that stable marriages display less negative affect and more positive affect in the very beginning of the marital conflict discussion. So what this means is that when you're about to have a disagreement with your partner, the way you start the disagreement is vital. So you don't want to open up a conflict by yelling at each other. You should have done this, you should have done that. Rah, rah, rah. What Dr. John Gottman is saying is that if you open up a conflict or a disagreement with calm and neutral language, this is what helps predict relationship stability, or in his study, marital stability. So tip number 1 is when a disagreement starts, start it calm and open. A research paper from 2000 called The Timing of Divorce, Predicting When a Couple Will Divorce Over a 14-Year Period by Dr. John Gottman, who's the same researcher from the first paper, was able to develop a psychological model that could predict divorce with 93% accuracy. It's pretty wild they could do this back in 2000. The study found that the absence of positive affect in both conversations was the most predictive of later divorcing. So what this means is positive affect refers to positive emotions like happiness and joy. So what the study is showing is that the absence of happiness and joy and fun and humor and laughter predicts divorce with 93% accuracy later down the line. So tip number 2, keep the relationship fun and warm. A paper from 2019 titled Stress, Dyadic Coping and Relationship Satisfaction, a longitudinal study disentangling timely, stable from yearly fluctuations, found that dealing with stress together and perceiving the partner as helpful were especially beneficial for relationship satisfaction. So the paper is exploring dyadic coping. So dyadic coping refers to how 2 people, typically romantic partners, interact and work together to manage stress and stress-related issues. It's a dynamic, collaborative process involving shared appraisals of stress, active communication about needs, and joint or supportive actions to reduce stress. So the study found that basically collaborative problem solving predicts relationship satisfaction down the track. So this leads into my 3rd tip, which is when there's stress, deal with it together, not against each other. A paper from 2005 titled Marital Quality, Forgiveness, Empathy and Rumination, a longitudinal analysis, found that our results are consistent with the idea in the literature concerning the positive influence of forgiveness on marital quality. Spouses who are more benevolent and less unforgiving toward the partner are significantly more satisfied with their marital relationship 6 months later. So the paper was exploring the idea of repairing ruptures in a relationship after there's a fight. They found that partners that thoughtfully repair the rupture and engage in problem solving predict higher satisfaction than those that didn't. So tip number 4 is when there's a fight, make sure to repair it afterwards. Alrighty, last paper. So a paper from 1983, getting old now, titled A Longitudinal Test of the Investment Model, the Development and Deterioration of Satisfaction and Commitment in Heterosexual Involvements, found that individuals whose partners ended their relationships evidenced entrapment. They showed relatively low increases in satisfaction, but their alternatives declined in quality, and they continued to invest heavily in their relationships. So the study was exploring the investment model of relationships in social psychology. So the investment model of relationships in social psychology talks about the idea that there are 3 factors that predict whether a person will stay with another person. They are satisfaction levels, quality of alternatives, and investment size. So satisfaction level is, am I motivated to commit to this person because they fulfill my needs? The higher the satisfaction level, the longer lasting the relationship. Quality of alternatives refers to, am I motivated to commit to this person as no other person could be as valuable as them? So the lower the quality of alternatives are, the higher the satisfaction of the relationship. If there's no better people out there, then that person will commit to you. The last one is investment size. I am motivated to commit to this person because we share physical and psychological resources. So what this means is as you invest more into a relationship, time, energy, money, and eventually children, as that investment goes up, a person will be more likely to commit to you if the other two variables are also at good levels. So the research is saying that basically growing together and investing heavily in each other will keep the relationship long and satisfied. So this leads into my fifth and final tip, which is grow together so that the alternatives become worse.